Hi, as you can see, I got the boxes in the house. Um, I may or may not post the video where they left these boxes out at the wrong place out front. I believe I'll probably merge these videos. I did purchase two things. Midnight up there. Good thing that razor blade is up inside that utility knife, or Midnight be like getting himself all cut up there. I did purchase two things. Now I want to talk about a couple things. I'm going to go through these and show you what they are, and I'll tell you why I purchased these. It's not just you preparing for yourself. If you live in a small community or a small town, my girlfriend and I will eventually end up in Rosebud, Montana. If you want to see the town, go to Google Earth and type in Rosebud, Montana, and you can see how small the town actually is. There's like 100 to 109 people in the entire town. So I already knew what I wanted to do when we got over there, which is, of course, I have to install a septic system. We have to have power, get our water going, and of course have a place for Midnight. We also want to have a garden. Now our property is very small. It is only 50 foot by 70 foot, something like that. It's really tiny. Once we get the camper trailer on there, the two vehicles, the solar setup hooked up, we're not going to have a lot of room for a garden, but we do want a garden. We want to grow potatoes, carrots, peas, green beans, and tomatoes. So that's something we want to do. My girlfriend also wants a pear tree, and that's something we want to do, or we're gonna do. Now I did purchase a couple items here. I'm going to talk about these. Apparently this came from Walmart, and hopefully it's the right item. And my razor blade's a little dull here. Nope, it's it. It's the right item. I don't know why they put that in such a big box. Let me set this down and take that out. Okay. Here we have a Sun Joe 14-inch 9-amp electric chainsaw. And you're probably going, you have no trees on your property. What do you need a chainsaw for? Well, we do have a wood stove. There are woods around. And this is more like an emergency situation item, to where if the Democrats keep going the way they're going, this country is going to be gone. I mean, all gone. So you may have to survive. I don't know what that was from. I guess that was on the top of the box somehow. You may have to survive. I guess that was to hold the box from caving in. Oh yeah, that's definitely the bar. Probably the chain. Now I do know that my inverter generator, my gas generator, will run this. I also know that my solar, let me put some of this over here, and a nice fish going off there. I can run this off my solar if I added more batteries. I would not try to run this off the 2 batteries I have. You know, just 2. There we go. Nice little fish over there. Now these are really small. It's not that big. It's 14-inch 9-amp. And that's all that's in the box. And once again, you're probably going, why are you getting a chainsaw? Okay, if everything goes the way I believe it's going to go, with the way Democrats are running stuff, people may be hurting, and it's going to be a real tough situation for a lot of people. Alright, let me get this other box up here. Just give me a minute. Oh, that one's pretty big once I get up here. But having any type of saw, even if you have to take a power source with you, such as a generator, or in an emergency situation where you have to cut your way out of a place, having a chainsaw is a must. If you have bad storms that knock power poles down, trees, whatever, if you have to get out and cut through something, even something like this, I could throw the generator in the back of my girlfriend's car in her trunk. I could throw it in my van and run an extension cord to the saw. If something happens, I should actually run this off our solar setup with the 1500 watt inverter or my 2500 watt power inverter, possibly my 1100 watt inverter. I would have to test that, but I got this saw for an emergency situation to where if you have to have a way to cut wood, this is much easier than trying to cut it with an axe or anything else. Plus the price was not bad at all. Midnight's always chewing on stuff. Alright, let's get to this box. I could not believe those FedEx idiots left this stuff sitting around front again. I could not believe it. And the sad thing is, I already have money sitting out for a tip for them to deliver our packages to my door. And they lost out on that, didn't they? Now, normally I don't do unboxings. You know that. I don't know, something fell. Oh, this is gonna be a pain. Here we go. Oh, look at all the paper. I gotta get rid of all that. I don't need all that paper in here. Wow. That is a lot of paper in here. This is a Sunjo tiller, electric tiller. 12 amp. This should have a 16-inch across the tiller blades. Should be 16 inches. Now you're asking me, why did I buy this? Okay, one, we do want a garden. Look at all the paper. We do want a garden, and this is going to help with the garden. Also, in a situation to where something happens really bad and you have to grow food for your community, not just you. Now think about this. I did purchase this for us, but in a situation we could, everybody in the community could get together and say, okay, here's a piece of land we can plow up and plant stuff, and in a year or so, people will have food. That's I didn't buy it for everybody else. I did buy it for us, but this also will run from my DC-DC inverters off of my solar or my generator. So if Joe Biden and the Democrats get rid of gas the way they're trying to, I can still run this off my solar. But to do this on like a large piece of land or a lot somewhere, you have to have help moving your solar setup. You're not going to do it by yourself without tearing the whole thing apart. But if people want food, they're going to work so you can get that solar over there so you can use the tiller and till the soil up so you can plant. Like I said, I did buy this for us. We do want a garden. I have seen reviews on these. And yes, on a tiller like this, it has the blades in the front, not the back. The blades are right here in the front. To get this to till up and plow properly, you have to go pull backwards on this type of tiller. If the blades were on the back, it'd be different. You just push it forward, but the blades are on the front on this, so it digs up better pulling it in reverse. Man, I'm over here curious. Now, I'm not going to hook all these things up. I will take them out, look at everything, make sure everything's here, everything's in the boxes, and then this going right back in the boxes, and it will be, both of these will be put up, because we are not going to use them here. So I will check and make sure they both work, and then they're going right back in the boxes, and they will end up in storage. And when we move, I will take these and take them with us. Or even if we go up there to Rosebud just to take the camper up there to set it up, these are going to go with us. Once again, being prepared and prepping is fine as far as backing up food and water for a long-term situation or even a short-term. But if it lasts really long time, you have to have a way to grow your own food, cut your own wood, especially if you have a fireplace or some type of wood stove. You have to have a way to fish, which is, I just haven't put that up yet. You have to have a way to power your own appliances. You have to have a way to sustain yourself. But remember one thing. If you're the only one around with power and with food and water, people are going to come for you and your stuff. You will need help. And the only way people are going to help you is if they get something out of it. That's why I said, don't just think about yourself, but think about your community as well. And something like this, even though it's small, I could run this off my solar if I added another 4 batteries, which we do plan on doing eventually. That would give me 6 batteries to run this off of. If Joe Biden and the Democrats get rid of gasoline altogether, my inverter generator is going to be completely worthless. I won't be able to run it. But I can still run everything. Everything I buy, I think, can I run this off my solar? Not off my generator, but off my solar. That's why I buy what I buy. Now this is a Sunjoe. tiller. I don't know if I want to take all this mess out or not. Oh, this is going to be such a pain in the butt. Yeah, the handle. Oh, this is going to be a pain. And it's going to be heavy. Give me a second. Okay. Here's the tiller. This is all electric. I believe these are number 10 steel or something like that. So they're not real heavy duty, but this is not a real heavy tiller. And it looks like it's 16 inches. Let me grab my tape measure. Excuse me again. Alright, let's see. Alright, it's 15 inches. Basically, from there to there. So it's 15 inches, not 16. Which is still fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. Since this is all electric, you don't have to have gas for it. Like I said, my solar will run this. This is the let's see, I believe this is 12 amp. I believe I said it's 12 amp. Yes, 12 amp. So this is a 12 amp. So if you're going to try to run something like this off of a DC to AC power inverter and solar, absolutely 100% make sure your power inverter can carry at least 12 amps. Possibly higher. Because that's what you're going to have to use, is something that can carry at least 12 amps. Now, would I run this by itself off my inverter? Absolutely. I would not want to overload my inverter. And once again, I did buy this for us. But something like this, right here, is also something that could help out the community. Not just yourself. My fishing rod, we may only have one. That could help the community as well. You know, I can't eat fish. My girlfriend can, but I guarantee she gets sick and tired of fish. And she wants a pear tree, so in a few years, pears will produce. And if you're stuck with eating fish, cut up a little bit of pear and sliced pears, stick it over the fish, bake it, and give it a little bit of change of taste. You know, that would help. The bow and arrow sets we have, I could actually let the community benefit from our bow and arrows by, one, letting other people use them to hunt, as long as they're sharing the meat. For defense, you have to understand, we are moving to a town with 100 people, literally, in the entire town and probably the entire surrounding area. So it is a small town. Being prepared for things such as, you know, a natural disaster, no power, no water, where you have to get your own food, you have to grow your own food. Now, these were not that much. I would have to look to tell you exactly how much I bought these for. In fact, let me do that real quick. Oh, man, I knocked over my speaker. And what really upsets me is FedEx left this at the around the front where everybody could see it walking on the road. I am so mad at FedEx. Because the funny thing is, you know, you have to forgive me, my hand's not very stable. Um, Early this morning it said out for delivery on one of these. And then they said delayed. They said on truck out for delivery and then delayed. Okay, right here. Yeah, I can show you the tracking numbers because they're already here. For the saw, I paid $48.99. And for the tiller, I paid $89.99. And I believe it was the tiller right there. Now, it's delivered, right, on FedEx vehicle for delivery. Delay. Then it says package delayed. Not delivered, delayed. I mean, can you believe that? FedEx needs to get their crap together. And they saw right there, they admit it. Left at front door. That is a total different address. I'm so sick of FedEx and their crap of leaving my stuff at the wrong address. That is a wrong address, a different address. It is no different than FedEx going to a giant apartment building and for apartment number 51 leaving it at door 1. There is no damn difference. I don't give a damn how many people are not working. I don't give a damn how many problems FedEx has. They need to stop doing this bullshit like this. You can tell I'm really upset. Now, I'm going to talk about something. I did order my girlfriend. I cannot go down very far on this because this stuff has tracking numbers and it's still out. I ordered my girlfriend a couple of these sweaters. I already ordered her one and she loved it so much that she wanted 2 more. For 2 of these sweaters, it was $70.89. That will mean she will have 3 sweaters. Really, midnight. And even here, it's not showing up. It's delivered. I mean, FedEx, get your crap together. But I want to talk to you. Unfortunately, I gotta not show anything here because I do have a couple things on order. Also, I do now have a Rumble, I believe it is, a Rumble account. So if you want to see some of my stuff on Rumble, I don't know how you would search for it. Now, I just put a couple of videos on here I already have on YouTube. But you can look for Solar Cube Prototype. Now, I don't understand any of this. I'm not asking for monetization or anything like that. Apparently, there's a monetized. I don't understand that. I did not put any information in it as far as a bank or credit card or anything like that. So I have no clue who's making money off these. But if you want to see my stuff on Rumble, I probably will start putting a lot of my videos on Rumble. Because honestly, I'm sick of YouTube's hypocrisy. And I'm sick of their censorship. Let me sign out. All right, I'm going to go to my YouTube channel because I don't want anything other than, you know, my stuff on here. Or at midnight. Midnight's fine. But I wanted you to understand something. When we purchase stuff, a lot of the stuff we purchase is not just for us, it's also for the community at large. The tiller, yes, we are definitely going to use it. We are definitely going to have a garden, even though it's going to be a really small garden. If you're in a community with 100 people or even 50 people, or if you're in a gated community with 35 people, and something happens, the Democrats screw this country up worse than they already are, and something happens where you have to survive on your own, or they turn to socialism, and, you know, look at any country in the world where socialism has happened. It has never worked. People have starved. I mean, literally starved. So, having a way to get some food or grow your own food is a must. And you're probably going, why didn't you just buy a shovel, a hoe, maybe a pickaxe instead of this tiller? Because the tiller is cheaper than a shovel, hoe, and pickaxe. If you combine those three items, the tiller is cheaper. And it's a lot less work. So, and it can benefit other people, not just us. Once again, don't just think about yourself. I mean, yes, think about yourself when you're preparing and prepping, but also think about who's going to be around you. Are you going to need help protecting yourself and your family, protecting your property? People are not going to do that for nothing. You're going to have to pay them somehow. And most people are going to want things like food, or a way that you can help them grow their own food. It's a trade. Midnight, you tired? Dead kitty? And nothing. It's a trade, though. See, a lot of things, you have to understand, a lot of things just happen. You can't prepare for everything. Yawn. But you can prepare for a bad situation the best you can. Really? That scared the midnight. But any bad situation, hopefully you're prepared for. Any situation where things may end up really to where you and your family need someone to survive, hopefully you've planned for that. And if the Democrats take the 2022 midterms, this country is screwed. We all see what the Democrats are doing now. And can you imagine if they take the House and the Senate to where they don't have to have Republican anything? It's going to end up bad for everyone. And I quit slobbering on my laptop. So prepare if you can. I'm not telling you to buy anything I have. I never do. I tell you, use your best judgment. See, we already know we want to grow our own vegetables. We're thinking about carrots, potatoes, peas, green beans, and tomatoes. And you're probably going, why not lettuce? Well, a couple of reasons. One is mainly my girlfriend. She absolutely has no teeth. And before you say something like, well, she just didn't take care of her teeth, that's wrong. She had 2 pregnancies, and she's had cancer twice, and chemotherapy twice. And her teeth just rotted out from that. So she has no teeth. Her eating lettuce is not easy to do. As far as the carrots go, I would have to cook those before she could eat them. But anyway, this is what we purchased for a situation. This is the Sunjo. And it seems like it's in French. Yeah, it sure does look like French or Spanish or something. Looks like French. I believe. Let me see if I can open this book up and get to the. Oh, there looks like more than one book here. Okay. There we go. 16-inch, 12 amp. This is model TJ603E. So that's interesting. Came with 3 books, different languages. And 16 inch, even though it's 15 inches, I did measure from the inside, outside here to the outside here. That's 15 inches. 16, I believe, would be from here to here. So it's like 15 inches. 12 amp. And this says it's model TJ603E. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what the paperwork says. And right here, TJ603E. So I hope that's right. I would not know where to even look for the model number on here. You can tell, I mean, the box is just trash from, FedEx bumping this thing around. Anyway, an electric chainsaw I can run off my solar or my generator. An electric tiller I can run off my solar or my generator. Now, if I was going to run this on my solar, like I said, I would not run it off just 2 batteries. And if I had to, I possibly could. What I would have to do, I would have to hook up all 1200 watts of solar, bus bar all 3 charger controllers into the battery bank, and then run this with all 1200 watts of solar hooked up. Then I could possibly get away with using just 2 batteries, but I would not run it for very long. But once again, our garden is not going to be very big. It's going to be 70 foot by probably 10 foot, or 10 foot wide by probably 60, 70 foot long. So it's not going to be very big. So we're looking at 10 passes, with the tiller. Midnight, what are you doing? Anyway, this is the 2 items we just purchased. And you're wondering why. If you're wondering why, yes, we do want a garden once we get over there to Rosebud. And the chainsaw was not a necessity for us, but you have to remember, we also have a wood stove. So, and a complete emergency, if a tree falls or something, and people can't get out on the roads, even if I have to take my generator to run the chainsaw, hopefully we have fuel and gas and oil. But even if I have to take my generator, I can help people get out, or we can get out. And in winter, we do have a wood stove. If I do have to hook that up, all I have to do is find some wood, downed wood that I can cut up, and we would have firewood. Then again, we could also loan it to someone else that needs a chainsaw to help them out of a bad situation. So, like I said, I'm not just thinking about us. Even though I did think about us when I purchased these, I also thought about people in the community if they may need something or may need help with something. So it is not just about us. It is also about helping other people and getting other people, one, on your side. Because remember, think about this. If you are in a town of 100 people and no one in that town has a garden but you need people on your side. So people don't come on there and wipe out your garden and take everything. You know, there's a saying, the person that controls the food controls the population. Our government proves that all the time. Am I wanting to control the population? Absolutely not. What I want is to have those people on my side if something bad happens. Because we will be in a town. Unlike a lot of preppers and a lot of people who live in the middle of nowhere, we will be in a town with people regardless. To have those people on your side is a must. And to do that, you have to bring something to the table. You have to bring something that they're going to need. Having a way to till up the ground so gardens can be planted. Having a way to hunt or even fish is stuff people are going to need. They're going to need food. I will have a water purification system where I can purify the river water if I have to. That's something people are going to need. They're going to need water. They're going to need food. And the person that controls all that is the person they're going to turn to and go, hey, help us out. And here's what you go. Hey, I'll help you out, but I need help protecting what I have. They'll help you, you help them. That's the way society should work. And once again, once we're over at Rosebud, let's say I do grow a garden, which we do plan on it. And then some people from Rosebud go, hey, you got a nice little garden. Can you grow a bigger one to help everybody out? Well, if somebody's willing to divvy up some land and I can get some help, sure. And we could grow a community garden to feed everybody. Now, I don't see that happening because people don't generally give up property. But if things start getting really bad, someone's going to go, you don't want to have a couple acres over here? Put all the damn garden on it you want because I need to eat too. Don't just think about yourself. Think about your community. And think about the people you're going to need to help you to survive. But to do that, you need to help them survive. You need to help their life be a little bit easier. You know, we do have a wood stove. Even in the middle of winter, we can put wood in that stove. We have a giant pot, literally outside in the storage, where we can cook enough food in that pot to feed 20, 30 people at one time. And I could use my wood stove to cook with. You have to prepare. The Democrats are screwing up this country, and Democrat voters are damn idiots. And they don't see what they're doing and what they're causing by voting for all this junk. And young people are just stupid. They don't realize what they're doing to themselves when they get, I don't know, 25, 35, even 40. They don't see what they're doing to themselves because they're dumb. Don't be one of them. Realize you're going to need help unless you're in the middle of nowhere and your nearest neighbor is 5 miles away. There's a good chance if something really bad happens, people are coming to your house. Do you want them working for you or against you? Anyway, this is a long video. I'm sorry for this. I will test these. I know they'll work off my generator. I actually do know they'll work on my solar. But with me only having 2 batteries, it would just draw my batteries down. And this is winter in the state of Montana. As you can see, I'm washing clothes. The dryer went off. So I do not want to dry my batteries down because it's cold. There's snow everywhere and ice everywhere. And I would want my batteries to have plenty of a chance to catch up. Once again, this is the Sun Joe. And this is from Walmart, which was surprising. This is a Sun Joe. This is model SWJ599E, 14-inch 9-amp. I have seen some videos that say those can cut through 13 inches. And this is Sun Joe. So, once again, think about your situation you could end up in, along with other people. Do not forget about other people, because unless you have those people working for you in a situation, they're going to be working against you in that situation, and that's not something you want. Anyway, I am not, well, I don't know. I may merge this. Actually, I'm not going to. I'm not going to merge this video with the first video where it shows FedEx left my stuff out front. I will actually make a separate video. I will upload that video first, because this one is already 23 minutes, and with that added, it's just going to be too much time, and nobody will ever get to the end of this one. Alright, anyway, once again, prepare. If you haven't prepared, think about what's been going on. If you haven't gotten ready, think about what's going to happen in a bad situation. Do you have a way to grow food? Do you have a way to plant a garden? Do you have a way to hunt, to fish? Do you have a way to survive? And one of the biggest questions you're going to have, do I have a way to get people on my side, or are they going to be against me? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Now, I have to apologize for the shaking. My hands are not working very well today, and I have had the jitters. I have been sick, you know that. I am feeling a little bit better, which is fine. That's good, I guess. As far as any more experimenting on the DVD player, I'm done with all that. And I was waiting on this stuff to come in. So this is basically pretty much everything we're buying for a while. We do have to buy stuff for our septic system, some more batteries, buy the stuff to finish fixing up the camper, which I'm not going to do in winter. And so we still have a lot of money to save before we can start working on pretty much anything else. And we do have to replace our vacuum cleaner, because the adjuster on our vacuum broke, and it just will not work on this carpet. It actually burnt up the belt because there's no adjuster on it now, and it just tries to eat the carpet. Anyway, but neither here nor there. 45 minutes, I apologize. Get people on your side, prepare for bad situations, and hopefully you can make it through a bad situation. And I hope you plan for what can happen if Democrats take the House and the Senate. All they need is a couple more people, in the Senate, like 10 more people in the Senate, and Joe Biden and the Democrats can push all their socialist bullshit through. Think about that. I mean, they're already trying to get rid of the filibuster so they can do it. All they need to do in 2022 to screw your life over even worse than they've already done is take the Senate and keep the House. And if that happens, are you going to be able to have food, fuel, gas, natural gas or propane? They're already trying to get rid of all that. And you see what happens. People suffer. Alright, I'm fixing to go. Anyway, if you made it to the end, I appreciate it. You can agree or disagree with me, that's fine. But in a bad situation, it's best to have people on your side than against you. Just think about that. Alright, that's it. Everyone have a good day. Bye.